Good morning, my name's Sam French and you join me here at www.freedomalcohol.wordpress.com. And today I'd like to talk to you randomly about getting out of the wrong side of bed. And that's exactly what I've done this morning. Oh my giddy aunt. Giddy aunt, that's a nice saying. Basically, we've had the clocks change and went to bed last night, and the side bed clock we reset, thinking that it was right, but actually this morning I woke up and I went, oh no, I've got like 20 minutes to wake up and to get out, and I thought, oh, I'm running late, so I dash around, I get dressed, I put my stuff together, shave, etc., all in a haze of tripping up and trying to wake up at the same time, and my wife gets me a coffee and I'm trying to pull everything together and it's all very, very rushed and everything else. And finally I get down the stairs, I get out of the house having not found my jacket, and then finally I get my jacket, I get in the car and I turn the radio on and I realise it is actually an hour earlier than that, and I'm up way too early. And that means in the back of my head I'm thinking, that is not just an hour early, that is 2 hours early, and I'm up at stupid o'clock, and I feel grumpy with the world and cross, and I feel angry, and I don't feel focused, and I'm not sure what today's going to bring. So I think that is the true meaning of getting out of the wrong side of bed. And what's interesting is, and we're now an hour and a bit on from that, is it really does impact on your day, has the potential to impact on your day, because what I'm trying to do now is to actually refocus on my day. So other than other than talking about getting out of the wrong side of bed, what it's re-emphasised for me as somebody who's free from alcohol is that the importance of setting up my day, the importance of thinking through what I want to achieve, is so critical, because your behaviour, again, coming back to behaviours, your behaviour and how you approach the day, how you set it up, what your objectives are, what you want to achieve, how you want to move forward, how you're achieving those actions in terms of next steps and progressing both your personal self and also your life in your chosen aim. We talked about aims before and the importance of having an overall authentic aim. So all of those, the way in which you set up the day is absolutely critical, and the way that I set up my day is now very, very important. And this has put me adrift a little bit. So what am I doing? Actually, and you will have days like this, yesterday afternoon I felt actually really, really flat. So it was another one of those days where in the afternoon I just felt flat. Nothing I could do about it. I felt cross with the world, I felt cross with things around me, I wasn't happy, things weren't tidy, I was cross with people around me, and I knew I was doing it, but I just couldn't keep my tongue from saying things that I shouldn't be saying, or just that negative energy around me. And you'll get days like that, and it's really important to reflect on why. And yesterday, I think there were two things. Firstly, I had a really, really busy weekend, working really hard. And secondly, we went out to a shopping centre as a family. In fact, no, firstly, we had a wonderful morning. We went out for a family swim. We had lovely laughs and breakfast and coffee and some singing in the car and all that type of stuff. So it was a lovely morning, we had a lovely snack lunch together, and then we went, for some silly reason, I thought to myself, do you know what would be really good? Go to a shopping centre. And I haven't done that for ages, and it just annoyed me. I ended up going into a place where my thoughts were all around what I couldn't have. Yes, what I couldn't have. And then my mind was permanently on, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. This is frustrating, so is that. Why can't I have this? I work really hard. We've worked really hard as a family. And I went into that whole negative cycle. And that's transferred also then into this morning, with the alarm clock just exacerbating that, and getting up far too early and not having my routine. So what's the point of well, the point of this rambling blog message around freedom for alcohol is just reflecting on how important it is to recognise your feelings again, and if you're feeling negative and you've not set up your day properly, just be wary that you need to find a way of correcting this and changing it, and it's really, really hard to do. It may just be, as a first step, recognising that you are feeling like that. The second step would then be about, actually, what do I do when I feel like that, and how can I change that? For me, that's exactly what I'm doing now. It's taking a bit of time to find that positiveness again. It's taking a bit of time to re-aim your day and yourself. It's taking a bit of time to understand why I felt like that. And then it's about implementing it. So with that in mind, and those 3 steps, recognise the root cause, reflect on why that was, taking steps to ensure that you're then clear of the way forward, and then changing your behaviour. With that in mind, this is what I'm going to do today. So firstly, thank you for today. It is a new day, and I'm grateful to be up again. When I get into work, I'm going to need to write down some key points, as I am on my way to work as ever. It's a great time to just do these blogs, because, as I say, I'm very busy, and yesterday was a lovely family day. I'm going to make my notes when I get into work, and I am going to make sure that I've unscrambled my brain, because this morning was just all at once. So I'm going to need to write down what it is I've got to do today, have a bit of a brainstorm, focus where those things that I've got to do today are going to be. I'm going to change how I feel about some of those things. So I've got a phone call today which I felt quite negative about this morning, because I've not focused on the possibility of it being a really positive thing. This phone call is part of a bigger plan. It's part of my bigger aim to progress myself in my workplace. So I'm going to turn that around. This is a good phone call. I've got a discussion today with somebody which is actually quite factual. So I was putting a lot of emotion into it in my head. This is now a factual conversation. It's quite straightforward, and I can be very clear about that. And the other thing which I'm going to do today is, when I get home tonight, I'm going to undo and apologise for all that negativity that I felt yesterday afternoon, and just be really clear to my family and my children and those around me that this is why I felt like that, and I'm sorry, and this is what I've done about it. So that's what I'm doing. There'll be situations where you feel like that as well. And I can only advise what I've said today in my ramble on my blog. Take that time back. Take the time to step back. Identify what it was that changed that mood and behaviour. Refocus yourself. Think about what it is you want to achieve. Put in some clear next steps. Make sure that you're putting it into context. And then if there's anything you need to correct as a result of that, whether that's being grumpy with people or whatever, go back and do it. Go and say, look, I know I was like that. I'm sorry about it. This is what I've done about it. It's not that it won't ever happen again, and that would be not being true to yourself by saying that. But it is about recognising that you are like that and finding ways to deal with it. And as ever, I'm just going to take some time, and this is a really good tip as well if you're feeling negative, is about thinking of 5 things, and you can do this in the morning, at lunchtime, and in the evening. Just think of some questions for yourself, perhaps 5 questions around what are you grateful for right now? What makes you happy right now? Who are you going to have fun with today? How are you going to make somebody's day? So just some key questions like that. You can write them down on a sheet, put them in your pocket, and you repeat them at lunchtime, and then the afternoon, and again in the evening. And just start to think in that positive way again by answering those questions. It's about bringing myself back down to the present. It's about being authentic as well. So that's my ramble. If any of it doesn't make sense, please feel free to email. You can get me on alcoholfreedom@gmail.com, and obviously the website freedomalcohol.wordpress.com, and @freedomalcohol on Twitter. Thank you for listening. There'll be more on the website soon. Have a great day.